Hey YouTubers, we're gonna load up some 7.5 by 54.5 today. So I'm gonna guide you guys through the entire process that I use to make 7.5 by 54.5. I could make 7.5 by 53.5, but I don't want to. And plus my rifle takes a 7.5 by 54.5 just well. So got my dummy round here. This is a 200 grain hard cast bullet with a gas check on it. So that's what we're going to be loading up today. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our friendly Hornady one-shot case lube. Going to load up these, we're going to spray these 5 rounds down and just make sure we get some, shake it up a little bit, some inside the little case mouth. That's more than enough for what we need. And so that's pretty much enough right there. So what I'm going to do, you know, like always, we're going to move to the sizing portion of this operation. So we're going to size our brass. If I didn't mention in the last clip, this is just typical Privy Partisan 7.5 by 55. So I'm not going to cut it down just yet. So we're going to install this Hornady 1911 7.5 by 55 sizing dot, which will work just fine for what we need it for. So when you go up in there, you have to make sure you get a complete sizing. All the way up in there, because when I cut these things down, if the shoulders are not in the proper place, it's gonna trim the brass all funky. Voila, that's pretty simple. So we're gonna move to the next not normal part of my reloading steps, which is we're gonna cut this brass down. Okay, so in this step we are going to trim our brass down to 54.5 millimeters. I've already done three of them, because this is going to be pretty loud, so I'm not going to show you all 5. Probably just show you 2. We're going to turn it on. See that nice clean cut? Let's take care of our last piece of brass. Ta-da! So, this is our results. It's not too far off, which is good. I tried to get it as close to 54.5 millimeters as possible, so that'll work. So we're going to move on to priming our brass. Okay, so we got our 5 cases, and we got some Winchester large rifle primers on the the CCI priming strips. I'm going to be using my RCBS hand tool, labeled LP. I have 2 of these, one for small primer as well. So, nice good squeeze, like you're squeezing a freaking grapefruit. Whoa. That one went crazy. And there you go. Let's go on ahead and put our powder in here. Okay, so now it's time to place our powder charge. So I'm going to be running with 21 grains of IMR 42227. So it's exactly at 21 grains. So let's go on ahead and put it in the case. And we're going to move on to the next procedure. Now we're ready for seating our bullet. So I'm just going to use a ready seating die with a adjustable seating plug. It doesn't come like that. You have to buy the seating plug that is compatible with the seating die. And that's our fifth one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply somewhat of a crimp to it. Alright, so in this stage we're going to apply our crimp. So since this is a crimp die for 7.5 by 55, it's not going to reach the proper length, but it reaches high enough to where just because it happens to be near the top, it actually applies a small crimp, not a full crimp, just a small one. So I might actually have Lee make a custom crimp for 7.5 by 54.5 and 53.5. So it's I mean, the neck tension is enough to sufficiently hold it in place. You just don't want the bullet to move around too much, you know, when you're racking the action. Just enough to hold it in place. Now, I didn't really have any problems with my 170 grains that I loaded up. So let's move on to the finished product. So here you have it. This is our finished product. This is what I call my 7.5 by 54.5 200 grainer. Like I mentioned before, these are gas checked from Oregon Trail, True Shot. Hopefully they do well when I take them out to the range. I mean, I was impressed by my 170 grainers, so I think they'll do well. So I mean, if you have any questions, just hit me up. The next load that I'm probably gonna make for this is 180 grain jacketed. So that's gonna sort of duplicate. I'm trying to get as close to GP9023 as close as possible, and that 180 grain jacketed round nose, that's gonna get me close enough. So that's gonna be my next round that I'm gonna make to shoot in the model 1889. And if need be, I mean, if this thing chambers in the K31, I'll shoot it in that too, or any of my 1911 and 1896. So like always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I'm gonna try to get out to the range as soon as possible.